With me here is a living legend, 122 consecutive races won, a physicist and a Morehouse man, Edwin Moses. How has your Yardfest experience been?
I enjoyed it last year. I had a chance to hang out in the parking lot. In fact, missed quite a bit of the football game, just hanging out with my classmates. So looking forward to seeing who's out here that I know this year.
It feels like this event is more about having a sense of camaraderie.
It's always the case. At Morehouse's homecoming, the tailgate party is a really huge event, and people come from all over the country, especially the older alumni like myself. We come back and we might see our classmates that we went to school with 20, 30 years ago. So
we're obviously here to celebrate HBCUs and HBCU culture. What did attending an HBCU, specifically Morehouse, do for you in your life?
Well, I wasn't even good enough to get any kind of scholarship to go to college and run track. I was like Urkel. I was like a real tiny guy. My freshman year in high school, I was 5'6", 102 pounds. My junior year, I was only 5'7", 117, so I was like a late bloomer. I went to Morehouse because I had a full scholarship to study physics and engineering in a dual degree program. Walked onto the track, but I was good enough in track to want to continue to run in college. And my goals were just to be able to improve. And track and field is a sport in which it's very objective. I mean, everyone starts at the same place and they finish, and you finish where you finish, whatever your time is.
Is there anything else you think that people should know about the HBCU Football Classic or about Morehouse or HBCUs in general?
I'm hoping that one day there is a renaissance of young African-American top-class football players that come back to the HBCUs. Because if you look at, say, for example, the Football Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame, you got Grambling, you got Norfolk State, Texas Southern, Tennessee State, Albany State,
Grambling,
Tennessee State, all these schools where those guys couldn't go to the major institutions, back in the 50s and 60s, and so everyone went to the HBCUs. So I want to see some of the younger athletes come back to the HBCUs, make those teams great, like they did at Jackson State, and get the HBCUs and the broadcast television revenue part of the game.
Sitting here with me at Yardfest outside of Metlife Stadium is a Morehouse man.
That's right.
Issac Keyes. Could you speak to, did you ever play in any classics when you played linebacker at Morehouse?
Yeah, so we played in a few classics, but none of them at this level. So I tell you, as being an HBCU player and playing in these stadium, it's nothing like it. Like the energy to get to feel in that locker room, knowing that professional players have been in that locker room or be in that locker room, and then be down on that field. But let alone playing in a stadium like this, it's just an amazing feeling. The energy is just totally different.
So your generation of NFL football players, there was less of a focus on HBCU college sports.
Yes.
How has it been to see the resurgence of interest in HBCU sports, and particularly HBCU football?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think I'd like to pay tribute to that, being a part of that, having something to do with that maturation. And I think it's for the professional football, they would do themselves a service by making sure they keep looking at the athletes at HBCUs, because everybody, there's a lot of athletes everywhere on every level. It's just, can you find them? So I always tell players, it doesn't matter what school you go to, just dominate that school. So when I was at Morehouse, my goal was just to dominate that conference and dominate any team that I played. And fortunately enough, the team found me.
You played on the Morehouse team. Have you ever had a chance to talk with your team?
Yeah.
And what have you talked to them about?
Like living in the moment, but giving it all in the moment. Because I think sometimes we let the moments pass by us and we don't really put our all into it, and then later on we have regret.